The deserts of Saudi Arabia hold many secrets. One secret came to light during the global war on terror, the presence of Blackwater, a private military company known for controversy. Started by Eric Prince, Blackwater became a symbol of private warfare, especially in Iraq and Afghanistan. But their work in Saudi Arabia was something new, blurring the lines between national security and business. Blackwater's arrival in Saudi Arabia was quiet and secret. The company, later renamed Z Services and then Academy, tried to shake off its past while still using its reputation for top-notch security. Saudi Arabia, the birthplace of Islam and protector of its holiest sites, presented unique challenges and opportunities. The kingdom's vast oil reserves made it important, but also a target for terrorists and rivals. Blackwater's job in Saudi Arabia included training, protection, and advice. Their operatives, often former Special Forces soldiers, were highly skilled and experienced. Their goal was to improve Saudi Arabia's security, but their presence also raised questions about responsibility, human rights, and the growing power of private armies. Blackwater's work in Saudi Arabia is still talked about, a reminder of the complicated relationship between power, security, and private military companies. It's a story of secret deals, risky missions, and the tough questions that come up when the difference between a soldier and a mercenary isn't clear. Saudi Arabia is very important in the world. As the birthplace of Islam and home to Mecca and Medina, it's important to over 1.8 billion Muslims. This religious importance is connected to its political and economic power, which comes from its huge oil reserves. Saudi Arabia sells more oil than any other country, giving it a lot of power in the world's energy markets. Its location in the Middle East, a place with lots of tension, makes it even more important. Saudi Arabia sees itself as a protector against rivals like Iran, and as an important friend to Western countries in fighting terrorism. Keeping things peaceful at home and looking strong to other countries are top priorities for Saudi leaders. But the kingdom faces many security threats. Groups like Al-Qaeda and ISIS, along with wars in Yemen and Syria, make things dangerous. The Saudi government is also worried about unrest among its own people, especially after the Arab Spring. This is why Blackwater came to Saudi Arabia. Even with its wealth and military, Saudi Arabia needed help with security. Blackwater, known for its elite training, seemed like a good way to improve the kingdom's defenses. Blackwater's main job in Saudi Arabia was to train and improve the kingdom's security forces. Their operatives, experts from the military and intelligence, were very experienced in counterterrorism, special operations, and unconventional warfare. They taught these skills to special units in the Saudi military, National Guard, and other security agencies. The training was tough and realistic, copying the kinds of threats Saudi forces might face. They focused on fighting in cities, close-range combat, and stopping rebellions. Blackwater instructors taught their Saudi students to be adaptable, aware of their surroundings, and able to work in difficult situations. Besides fighting skills, Blackwater also tried to teach a certain way of thinking. They emphasized taking action, being aggressive, and taking smart risks. This approach, while sometimes useful, also worried some people about going too far and using too much force. The training was very secret, with little information about its size, length, or cost. This secrecy made people question who was in charge and what exactly Blackwater was teaching, and how those skills might be used. Okay, so, let's talk about protecting the kingdom's most important things. In Saudi Arabia, Blackwater has helped protect important places like oil fields and government buildings. Their security skills have been really important in keeping these vital places safe and stable. Now let's talk about something a little more difficult. Problems and ethical questions. Blackwater's work has been criticized. Questions about their methods and whether what they do is right have caused a lot of discussion. Critics say that using private companies for military jobs can lead to less accountability and possible human rights abuses. Finally, let's talk about how complicated security is today. The lines between public and private security are getting blurry. Blackwater's role in Saudi Arabia shows this, making us think about the future of national security and how war is changing. It's a complicated issue with no easy answers, but it's something we need to keep talking about and trying to understand.